Hello Aries, welcome to another timeless general love reading. Please keep in mind it is general. It's definitely not going to resonate with everyone. Don't forget to check your moon and rising sign if you're looking for a bigger, more well-rounded view of this timeline, these messages. It is timeless. Whenever you're drawn here is when you're meant to see the the messages that are coming through for you. So let's get started here. There we go. And your first card out, Aries, is the Five of Cups, Six of Swords, the High Priestess, all right, the Ace of Wands, the Queen of Swords. Now, this is the center card in your reading, and it will become part of your overall energy combined with the bottom of the deck. Prince of Swords, Seven of Wands, Three of Wands, and the Ten of Wands. Okay, part of your overall energy, bottom of the deck. Nice. The Empress. Oh my goodness, you have the Empress and the High Priestess here. Okay, let me just take a look at your cards and, sorry guys, get a feel for the energies, and I'll be right back. Okay, I just wanted you to know that as I came back in, the timer switched to 2:22. That was pretty cool. Okay, so overall energy is the Queen of Swords and the Empress. The Queen of Swords in this deck is the god or goddess of truth. The Empress talks about being dedicated to the spiritualistic side of life. It's about you being dedicated to this shift into 5D. You are truthful with yourself. I believe you're standing in your own truth in being dedicated to making that shift into 5D. And you have definitely suffered emotionally because of the shift. And this is where you're at, okay? This first card is where you're at-ish, because time is an illusion. Some of you are back here. You haven't even reached this yet. Some of you may be here on your journey or on your path. Some of you have gone through this already, okay? But for me, doing the reading, this is where you're at. This is where you're headed, or where you're going to end up. This is your journey on your way from point A to point B. And the energy that you need to have, or that you do have on this part of your journey, is being truthful, standing in your own truth when it comes to being dedicated to making this shift into 5D. I feel like some of you might be wavering because of the emotional losses that you've suffered, but that needed to happen in order for you to transition into this place of gaining the spiritual knowledge and power of utilizing your intuitive abilities and being connected to and aligned with your soul or your inner being. Now it's definitely going to feel very new, and you may come to the realization here on this part of your journey just how small that is. Where we start, we head into 5D, we make that shift. That is just a spark from the original fire, the original flame, and when you're looking at a big flame and a spark flies off, that is so infinitesimal, is that the word? It's so minute. And that's exactly what this is saying, that where we're at, shifting into 5D, is so teeny tiny compared to the big picture. And that's what we're all being asked to do, is to see the big picture. This Prince of Swords in this deck, that's the god of deceit. And it's right underneath the High Priestess. So I feel like some of you may not fully be standing in your true authentic self, or you won't be at this point in your journey, because in a row here you've got the High Priestess, which is your shift into 5D, your spiritual power and belief system. Then you have this Deceit, and then you have the Ten of Wands, which in this deck represents it's like a tug of war, or you being conflicted between your responsibilities and what you're expected to be and do, and your ambition to move in this direction of 5D. It feels the energy around your reading does not feel really bad, but it definitely feels like you're wobbling. You need to have both feet in 5D, and I do believe that's what you want, Aries. I believe that's the direction you definitely want to head in, but you're having a little bit of trouble with it. You keep putting one foot back in 3D and keeping the other one in 5D. Has everything to do with what you believe or what others believe is your responsibility on this planet, and what you want to do, the direction you want to head in. You've got a real fight going on there. The Seven of Wands, that is you fighting for your beliefs and being successful. This is initial success in your forward movement into making that shift into living your life from a place of intuition rather than ego. But you have to keep moving. This is just initial success. This is only the Three of Wands. You're jumping from the Three of Wands to the 10. So you've got initial success here. You are making that shift. You've stepped into 5D, but you have to keep moving forward in order to stay there. And getting past this fight that you've got here between what you believe others expect of you and what you want of you or for you, that's a big gap. There's still work to do from this place. You're jumping from here into, oh my God, I can't do this because other people and my responsibilities. And the biggest and best advice I can give to you is spiritual knowledge. Spiritual knowledge brings clarity. That's what's going to help you move forward to commit fully to being in your intuitive self, to be connected to your inner guidance system and be aligned with it and move forward in life utilizing that rather than your ego, right? Get the knowledge, because that just makes it so much easier. I can't stress that enough. And meditation, that opens you up to your inner guidance system. That is what helps you to connect to your inner guidance system. Now, if you do want to gain spiritual knowledge so that you can grow forward in an easier, quicker way and have the clarity that moves you that direction, Hay House is a great place to start. They've got a ton of books. They also have online courses that you can purchase. They have audiobooks as well as regular books. Mind Valley, that is a website that teaches nothing but shifting and living from a place of intuitive knowledge, knowing, ability. Now, they have online courses that you have to pay for, obviously, but they also have webinars, and the webinars last anywhere from an hour to an hour and a half, and they're free. I have been a part of so many of, probably all of their webinars, just about, and I always learn something amazing from their webinars, and you don't have to pay for them. YouTube is free of charge. Abraham Hicks, watch the Abraham Hicks videos. Those are, she will blow your mind. And Dr. Joe Dispenza, he's another one on YouTube. He also has online courses. I believe you can purchase some of his courses on Hay House as well. But he is an actual doctor, or was an actual doctor, who had a really bad accident and was told he was going to be paralyzed the rest of his life. And he refused to buy that. So he healed himself. And he made a promise to God, at the time, that's I think who he was speaking to, that if he was able to heal himself, if he could be shown the way to heal himself so he could walk again, he promised that he would teach others the same thing. And that's what he's doing. He's teaching everyone how to function from a place of inner being, which is what you're being asked to do. Now I want to get a Synchronicity oracle card for you here to give you a little bit further advice. Thank you. So I just want you guys to know that you are on path. You're on the right path. Don't second guess yourself. I think sometimes that's what we do when we get on this path to being in 5D. It feels very unfamiliar, uncomfortable, sometimes very painful. It's thinking outside the box. It's doing outside of your comfort zone. And as you move forward and move through those uncomfortable feelings and possible emotional suffering and emotional loss, if you keep moving forward, it really, the dark starts to become the light. And it is such a good place to be. If you allow yourself to keep moving forward, keep transitioning, it is a really good place to be. Okay, so the first card that came out is ask. Ask for help. Ask for guidance. The fact that you're here is telling me that you are asking for guidance. You're asking for help. You're confused. You're unsure. You're uncertain. But just ask your inner being. Your inner being, that's what your soul wants to do, is show you the way. Your soul is always shining a very bright light on your path of least resistance. It doesn't mean you're going to have no resistance. It means the least. Do you have to go that way? No, absolutely not. You can go any direction you want. You have free will. But know that if you don't choose your soul's path, you are still going to get to the same destination, but you may be choosing a path with the most amount of resistance. And when you do that, it causes a lot of, what's the word I'm looking for? It slows you down because it's going to create a lot more uncertainty in you. The fact that you have to keep hitting hurdle after hurdle after hurdle after hurdle. You know, if you're walking down the street and you keep hitting black ice and slipping and falling, and you walk a few feet and you hit black ice and slip and fall, and then you walk a few, and you do the same thing enough times, you're going to think, wow, this is not the right direction. And although it is the right direction to reach your destination, it just is not the easiest path. So that's when you may cross the street and decide to take a road in a different direction. And maybe that's going to take you even longer. Maybe that's going to take you to more resistance. It's just so much easier to follow your guidance. It really is. I cannot make this stuff up. Come on, camera. I'm having a bit of trouble with my camera today for some reason. There we go. Surrender to the process. I know that some of you feel the way this guy looks like he feels. He's depleted. It's like he has been moving in what he believes is the right direction, and it is the right direction. But it's not going to be a piece of cake. It's not just because your soul is guiding you and you take that guidance and you take the first step on that path doesn't mean it's going to be a cakewalk. It's just an easier walk than what you might have going on your own path. And then you have 1113, divine guidance as requested. Ask, surrender to the process, and you will have divine guidance as you request or as you ask. Okay, now, when I created this deck, I was seeing a lot of numbers repeatedly, and I wanted to know what they meant. So I sat down one day and I started asking my guides, what does this mean? What does this mean? What does this mean? So these numbers, I still see this number a lot, a lot. And so whatever I was told was the meaning of the number, I put it on these cards. So about half of this deck has numbers. And what it means is you might not be seeing 1113 up to this point, but you might start seeing it from this point forward. And that is what it means, okay? Let's get a Just Ask Oracle card for you. Like I said, you're transitioning. Keep moving forward no matter how it feels. You're on the right path. And like this says, stay focused. That is exactly what this is. You're wobbling. You're moving in the right direction, and then you come across a hurdle of some kind. So you back out and you think, oh, okay, I'm going to step back into 3D a little bit because this feels uncomfortable. Stay focused. Keep moving forward. That's what you're being asked to do here. Now, if you would like some guidance from Spirit on how you can stay focused or get focused and keep moving forward the easiest and quickest way possible, click the link below. We're going to go into the extended on my website and ask what it is you need to do, be, think, and or feel to make this shift completely and feel comfortable in doing that. Because trust me, Aries, once you do fully make that commitment and make that shift, you will never look back and you will never go back. So click the link if you want to go into the extended. Those of you that are going over, I will see you over there. Those of you that are not, I love you guys, and I'll see you in the next one.